Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. Kojiro from GamingandJapan here, and in today's video guys I'm very excited to introduce to you the new 2D isometric style Souls game called Eldest Souls. It's quite interesting because it's a little bit different from what I was initially expecting, and probably from what you have been expecting. So yeah, this is, I'm not gonna talk about the story, I'm just going to introduce you to the game, and I'm gonna fight the first probably two bosses. There is the usual story about how the chosen hero has to come through the fog or from another world and save the dying world of the old gods or something like that. I haven't read much through the story. I haven't finished the game yet because it came out just a couple of days ago, and as you see, like you have someone that looks like a young Gael from Dark Souls. You have basic attacks, you have charge attack, which is very important, and when you do a charge attack, you have kind of like overpowered boost for a limited period of time. The music is also very cool. So yeah, you have to destroy these obstacles here, but the main thing about this game, guys, that you have to understand is that this game, I know that when you look at it, it probably looks like a typical 2D Souls games, but it's not that actually. You have to dash here. You have 3 charge of dashes, and after that you have to wait for them to recover over time. The items that you pick are only key items, which probably if you play the game for the first time you will find alarming, and the reason for that is because there is no actual normal enemies in this game. There is only bosses, only arenas with boss battles, and kind of like areas. When you progress forward, you go through the area, you collect a couple of things, probably talk to some NPCs and stuff like that, and then you go and fight a boss. Okay, there is no normal enemies, and initially it's a little bit maybe obscure, because initially you're like, oh, there is no one here, maybe because there is an introductory boss. Then you fight the first boss, and then you fight the second boss, and then you realize that there are only bosses, which is basically kind of, so this is the first boss in the game. It's basically like a Cuphead, but in a 2D Souls-like fashion. So when you do the charge attack, right? When you do the charge attack, you get a boost on your damage, and then you can also recover health. Yeah, here it explains to you that after you charge your attack, you can do a overpower attack called Bloodthirst. That's done with the circle button. And this is the other very unique, I would say, thing to this game. You actually cannot heal with items here. You have to do a charge attack into additional attacks in order to heal, because otherwise there is no items and stuff like that. There are other things that you can do, but you need the charge attack to heal for sure. And the charge attack have to be filled to the end in order for you to get the actual boost. Okay, let's not get greedy here. There is a lot of AoE attacks that the bosses do. Okay, so after you defeat the boss, you get a skill point, and this is the other, I would say, pretty unique and interesting thing. You have 3 battle styles that you can use. You cannot change the battle styles during the game, during the actual gameplay, but after you fight a boss or after you get to a checkpoint, you can respec your skill points and stats and boss shards without any repercussions. So the 3 styles that you have here is Windslide. This is basically kind of like you have additional projectiles that you emit that can hit the enemy. It's kind of like the most balanced style, I believe, from all the 3 of them. This is Berserker Slash, the Berserker style, which potentially does more damage. You have a lot of additional damage boosts with the additional skills on the tree. And then you have the Counter, which is kind of like a defensive style. This basically comes down to the special attack that you can do after you charge. You do a couple of charge attacks and normal attacks. You build up the separate scale that you can use that then for the special attack. So the styles are defined by the special attacks, but also by the additional skill tree and skills that you can upgrade. So for this one, I'm going to go with the Counter. So as you can see here, when you build up the additional meter, you get this counter attack, and then you can have additional like things that improve the damage of your counter attack. Again, this is not a normal skill in the game. You have to, so as you can see to the left, there is a kind of like additional gauge there. So after you do your charged boost, okay, there is an NPC, pretty cool looking NPC, at the Wanderer. You can give this NPC the key item that you found earlier. I don't know if you don't give it to them, if anything different is going to happen. But I can go to this door. I'm gonna activate the checkpoint here. You heal after you activate the checkpoint. At certain portions of the game, there are these traps and some additional things to do, but there are no like regular enemies in the game. But there is some secret things and some options to backtrack. So the important thing to understand here is that yes, you only fight bosses, but the bosses are not in a singular progression line. You can fight them in like a different order. So this is the more typical kind of like a Souls boss. So as you can see here, my my blue gauge fills there, and this is for the counter. The bloodthirst attack that is filled after you do the charge really does a lot of damage, as you can see here. Okay, that is not very nice. It's important to understand when to heal. So as you saw, I did the counter there, but I maybe should have waited for the third attack. Here I didn't charge till the end, so I wasn't able to get into the healing state. Bosses have two forms, two stages of battle, so you have to pace yourself and your resources, and when to use the special attack. I'm not gonna use the... Okay. I didn't count very well distance here. You can beat them while they are transforming into the second form. He's doing a 3-hit combo here. That spear is very nasty, by the way. I'm gonna go only with charge attacks into the Bloodthirst. I missed the counter. From what I read into the description, you have to actually time the counter very correctly in order for you to get the maximum amount of damage. But I haven't experimented very much so far. Okay, that was unpleasant. I don't have stamina for rolls. Patient here a little bit. And yeah, so after you die, okay, you can, when you do the retry option, you fight the boss directly again. But if you go to give up, you go to the checkpoint and you can respec your stats, but I'm gonna go directly here because yeah, I'm a little bit salty, but yeah, you don't, since there are no like real enemies in the normal levels, you can just fight the boss endlessly without having to go through a level or through any other type of thing. So yeah, but the skills and the style in my opinion makes a very big difference. Like certain bosses are probably not very well suited to be fought with a certain style. I don't think the counter style is the best actually, but I'm just experimenting with it. Maybe the wind style is the most balanced one because you get a lot of additional damage. Okay, so I did 53 damage here. You can see the direction of the stabs. This charge attack is very unpleasant. I don't know why I didn't get any damage here. I'm basically mashing whenever the AoE appears. I'm mashing the rolls. So yeah, that was... I didn't have to die to this boss, but here you get your first boss shard. So this is very cool and interesting. Now you can, for example, here it is, you can respec, you can go to the Berserker style. And the boss shard that you got can be used in a multiple different ways. So you can tie it up to your special attack, and it does one thing. You had this type of effect, but you can also tie to the skill that fills over time up there, as you can see, and now you can use it as a kind of like a special move. But you can also use it on your blood burst, which is, you know, the additional attack that you get after your charge attack. Okay, and it does a different thing, as you can see here. This is not affected by the styles. Okay, these are the effects that you get here on the active shard menu are separate from the styles. You get a patch of corruption, but I'm using this one because after you do 3 charge attacks in a row, you heal. You do additional damage and you heal for 150%. This is very good, and you can also put it on your dash. So after you dash an attack that is normally going to hit you, you get a 5%. You're dealing 10 damage, you get 5% HP recovery. I think this is the best. So now you're gonna see how you get this timer. And when you do the third charge, you get this corruption burst on the ground. And that heals you, actually. So after you progress here, that's a part of the tutorial. I have to activate it like this in order to get to the other part using the skill, and now I have to respect it again just to get the blood burst. So as you can see, you have a different effect this way, but I like this one the most because you have additional healing. You get a checkpoint, and from this point on in the game, okay, you have to kill 2 bosses to progress. Here you can talk with Ed. And from here, from this point on, you can fight bosses in different order. Okay. You have one boss here, which is... this boss is super cool. It kind of reminds me of one of the Castlevania... no, Bloodstained, the 2D Bloodstained, not the Ritual of the Night. And on the other side, you get a different boss battle. So again, you can respec your combat style at any given time. Okay, you can get this and this. You get additional skill point after every boss you defeat, and you also get shards. So you, as you progress in the game, you get more shards, and you can have like specific builds that are combining different shards with different effects, and these things are really cool. You can create a very unique, I think, battle style with these things. But the important thing to remember, guys, is that you only fight bosses in this game, and you don't have normal heals, and you have to heal through combat, which is a pretty cool thing. Now, if you are a fan of the 2D Souls games, that character here looks like Gael, by the way, once again. This tattoo is kind of similar to Morbid, the 7 Accolades. I like this game very much, but this game has normal progression with levels, with normal enemies, with kind of like healing items, and with levels, bosses, and all of the other stuff. It's much in the same visual style as you're going to see here. This game is also very cool. I think I'm about 50-50. I probably like Morbid a little bit more because I have a feeling that this game has more content to it. Whereas Eldest Souls only has boss battles, which is again not very bad, but you have to understand this before you buy the game. The game is $20 and it came out 1 day ago, so I like it. I think it's pretty cool, but I didn't really know and I wasn't really expecting the game to be like Cuphead with only boss battles in this particular style of gameplay. So I want to make this video to just let you know and help you understand. So yeah, there's like the visuals are very nice, the music is awesome. In some areas the bosses that you fight are in a kind of like a tighter space. Let's just watch the this. I think this was interesting. Yeah, there is again the theme with the old gods and the hero that is going to come from far away land and is going to save everyone. Okay, here he looks like War from Darksiders actually. It's pretty cool. I actually haven't seen this intro so far. I think it's probably in a trailer or something. Yeah, I like this. He's angry because he got killed multiple times. Yeah, the game is awesome, guys. Okay, but please keep in mind what I said about the progression and the levels. Yeah, so he gets the shard here and he becomes stronger, faster. Okay. There are knights, monsters, and various types of enemies. Yeah, the game is pretty cool, pretty awesome. I like it a lot. It's only $20, so if you like these types of games, I recommend you to check it out. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!